So we're doing a little mini video here. This is the Camarillo Criterium on July 29th, Thursday. They do this practice crit every Thursday at 6 p.m. in Camarillo. It's kind of just a show and go. It's not a, it's like El Viso crit up north. I think they have a couple down south in LA too. They do one at Hughes Park. As you can see in front of me, right in front of me is actually a Swift Junior racer. That's Matt Amara from Fresno. He did really well today, that night I should say. And that was Dante Young from the Legion of LA. Super fast team. There's Mark Tucker in front of me. I'm gonna give a shout out to Mark's mom, Linda. Putting his boy, making him famous. As you can see, he's been riding strong everywhere he goes. So Mark immediately goes to the front with a group, and we're strung out. As Dave Toll would say, we're strung out like a runway model. And the first 10 laps of this race, I think we either tied or set a KOM. For the first 10 laps, it was 30 miles an hour plus. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of struggling. I had no idea it was going to be this fast, and I'm just trying to close this gap here and get on a wheel, and it was a shock to the system. So the format to this race is it's a 50-lap race. That's Chris Hildreth in front of me there. He's like a really super strong fixie racer, track racer, and he immediately goes to the front and just crushes it and starts just drilling the pace. And I'm like, oh, good Lord, who is this guy? But apparently he's known, everybody knows him. He's super, super strong, so that totally makes sense. That's Richard Gable in front of me. He's also from Fresno. We brought a nice little group down to come race with these guys. Legion of LA brought up 2 riders. Rasan Bahati came up, the Chocolate Rocket. He'll be posting a video of his own on this race. I guess he did like three fast training races in 3 days. NPR Hughes Park, and then he came up and did Camarillo. He said he was coming up to visit the Giant company. He's a spokesperson for the Giant bicycles. So yeah, it's 33 miles an hour. I'm still trying to close the gap and get back on. I finally do, and I started to get my legs back, but it took a few laps for me to get my legs under me, but I didn't get dropped. A lot of people get dropped in this race and they just jump back in, and that's okay. It's not a real race, it's just a training crit, so it's not frowned upon to do that, and quite a few people did do that. And usually the rules are the slower group usually stays off to the left and the fast group has priority inside. There went Rasan Bahati in front of me. I'm just kind of waiting for a few of these guys to kind of stitch this up for me, because yeah, it was pretty fast. But the train is leaving the building, so I have to close this gap. There goes Bart, my teammate. He was actually having a really good day. He rode strong. There goes Dante. And then Dante's teammate Angel was the other Legion rider there. There's John Olson. He came down from San Luis Obispo. He's on the SNR team. Races with Matt Carino, Craig Nunions. Even he was having a bit of a struggle to close this gap. And every 10 laps, so the first, like I said, it's 50 laps. The first 10 laps are just kind of an easy cruise pace. Everybody just kind of uses it as a warm-up. And then as soon as 10 laps are over, it's 40 laps full gas, and then it's race on, and it started immediately. And what I did was just record the first few laps just to show how fast it was, and then I just jumped ahead to the last few laps. So you'll see a jump ahead here. I did post the entire full 45-minute race So you can watch that, just a raw footage if you want, but this is just a shorter version just to show the action a little bit. That's Max Halpern. See, yeah, there I just jumped ahead to the final few laps. Max is a very talented junior racer from that area, from Camarillo. His dad is actually one of the ones that helped put this race on and used to race and ride this all the time. So at this point, I've started to feel better, and I'm starting to think about doing well in the finish. I know it's going to be Rasan Bahati, and if there's no break that gets away. Also, there's Rudy Napolitano's in the field too. He's an ex-pro from Rock Racing, and he was coaching a junior rider, so he kind of jumped in and out of the field, but he's always one of the ones to watch, and he'll be one of the ones to try to break away. But luckily, everybody was pretty motivated to keep everything together, so ended up coming down to a pack sprint. I have no idea in this group who's been lapped and who hasn't, but you know, we really don't care. We're just racing for fun, so it's anything goes in the last few laps. I can't remember this guy's name here in the blue and yellow on the Simple Green team, but he's a state champion time trialist, and he's super strong as well. But yeah, the junior riders, a couple guys from NorCal came down. Like I said, Mark Tucker and Richard Gable, a guy named Stefan, another talented junior on the Swift junior team. He and Matt Amara both rode really strong. And then Matt Rios from Tulare, who's on the Boost junior team, is also from our local area. We brought him down, and he got a good taste of what racing in a P12 race is like, because that's essentially what this was. This was a P12 race. I mean, when you're averaging 28.5 was our average speed at the end of this race. That's P12 speeds right there. That's Rudy Napolitano on the front in the green jersey. Everybody's kind of watching each other at this point. I think we're coming down to the last few laps. Dante was riding really strong. I kind of feel like he toyed with us a little bit. You'll see in the last lap how he ended up winning the race. See, when he snaps and makes a move, it just pretty impressive to watch. Trying to catch a glimpse of the lap cards. I had to close a little gap here because the gap opened up and the train was leaving the station, so see the little sunset there in front of us. This is about getting close to 7 o'clock, so the sun was kind of setting right across the ocean off to our left shoulder there. Yeah, there's Rudy snapping off another attack. There's Mark Tucker. He was pretty much in every move, every major move. did a good job of keeping the pace high. Surprisingly, no breaks got away and stuck. I kind of thought for sure a breakaway was going to get away on this course with this group of riders, but there's the two junior riders right in front of me. They both finished up really well right behind me. Anytime there was a lull in the pace, someone would attack off the front. There's Johnny Lance, my other teammate. Both he and Bart were both riding really strong. Oh, that's Bart, never mind. They look so much alike from behind. Sometimes I have a hard time telling them apart, but they have a little bit different riding style. Bart has a GoPro on as well, but I think he put it on sideways, so the video came out sideways. We were going to try to make a fun video with the two of our views together, but yeah, his didn't come out very well, I don't think. I think we're coming down to the last few laps here. Me and this guy here end up bumping coming out of the final turn one time, and just he comes down into me and just kind of didn't realize I was there, and we just kind of bumped shoulders, but it's no big deal. He just kind of gave me a look, and I'm like, sorry dude. Yeah, it happens. You just can't overreact to it, you just have to absorb it. This might be bell lap. Yeah, I think this might be coming into the last turn. No, it's not. We got 1 lap to go. We're going into 1 lap to go. So that's why I kind of slot in behind Rasan here, because I know he's always going to be a player in the finish. Here's where we bump. See, we came into each other right there. And I just like, sorry dude. But then we kind of got a little bit of a gap. Luckily he was able to close it. And Dante's right behind me. Yeah, there he goes. He comes through. And just like that, I'm on the perfect wheel with 1 lap to go. I mean, sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time. I don't know. I thought maybe Rasan would light it up super early. But he just kind of, moves off to the left and just sits up. So, luckily I was on Dante's wheel, and he takes me all the way into the last turn. And he just comes into the last turn, and then he eases up, and then I start sprinting, and I realized I didn't have as much legs as I thought I did. So here we are coming into the last turn. I'm on what I thought was the perfect wheel, and he just kind of starts to, he wasn't even really sprinting, he was going probably 50%. So I start my sprint early and have nothing. So then the real sprint starts to my right, and then Dante comes around Bart, and then a couple of serious cyclists, Leo and I forget the other guy's name, they end up getting third and fourth, and then I end up 5th. So hey, not bad, I'll take it. It was a great workout, super fun.